to another episode of Tombs Foundry Live. Today we will be trying something new. Unfortunately, it is just me here at the moment, and because of that, we are gonna try to make a quest or a scenario for Heroes of the Sealening. Um, we are gonna try to make a quest that could be played single player. Because I think that would be cool. Sometimes you just can't find people to play with, and you still really want to play something. And instead of just playing video games, it is nice to have the opportunity to play something physical as well. So that is why we are gonna start looking at this. Right now we have a completely blank canvas in front of us. Later we're gonna use that to maybe draw up some ideas. Draw up, um, maybe there will be branching paths. We don't know yet. Um, so we're gonna sit down and have a little talk about how we are going to go through this, what we are looking for, and hopefully we will have at least a skeleton of a scenario when we are done for the evening. John might be jumping in a bit later this evening. Uh, so if I get quiet while I try to write something, which I often do, hopefully he can keep you guys entertained. Or maybe you guys will like what I've been writing. Anyways, before we start creating a scenario, we kind of have to know what we are going for. And I wrote up some ideas earlier this week. Not ideas like through story or such, but what kind of scenarios we could make mechanically. So if I just put that up now, there, we're going to see Word documents a lot today. Uh, we have different types of scenarios. We could have a linear one where you go from point to point to point based upon what you are told in the quest in the scenario. We could have branching paths, uh, which is kind of fun. It gives the player some more power in how they want to play the game. Uh, with branching paths and freeform or open world, as I've written down here. Um, say, both of those versions kind of branch out no matter what you do. It kind of says it in the name. And then we have, the, with that, we have the question of the choices that the player has made. Uh, if there is, for example, multiple endings, does your choices make it so that you go to different ending scenarios? And do they give different things? Like, uh, how does it feel to end that way? Um, Then you have the all roads lead to Rome, or the choice fallacy, where you give the player a choice, and it is supposed to feel like that choice matters, but in the end, no matter what you choose, you're ending up at the same spot after a while. So if we're going branching or open world today, I do like I don't want to do those. Um, I don't want to because it kind of feels cheap. So, um, but if we're doing like how the choices matters, that does create a bigger problem in the end because you have to say which choices is it that matter. Because if every choice matters, we end up with possibly like tens or like dozens to dozens of different paths, and we are hoping to that if this gets into the game, it ends up in like a scenario pamphlet or something. So we do not want to make it too big. There has to be space for other things as well. But we can easily do multiple endings if we have uh, one, maybe two different breakpoints where the story splits off. Sorry. Um, so that would be interesting. Uh, I'm also when it comes to the choosing between branching and freeform or open world, it it kind of depends. Uh, with open world, I kind of feel like it's more just like you're running around in a sandbox, and the point of the story becomes kind of lost. Um, like if you're playing Skyrim and you've been playing for yeah, 50 hours or something, and you still haven't started the main storyline. So if you're doing open world, it might be nice to have a like timer where we you either have to be done with the game in this amount of turns, or you have to get to the next mission site, if we're gonna call it anything right now, mission site, um, and complete that. Um, that would give it kind of a sense of urgency. So that could be kind of cool. And then we have the different challenges you find on these sites. Um, these seals that you have to complete the sealening of. I've written down a couple of variations of challenges that could be discovered. And you have the classic, you show up and you fight off a boss or a bunch of creatures. Uh, so that's one thing we can do when we get to these points. I also written down pilgrimage. Pilgrimage is, as I've written here, just you get to one or several points and back. Um, we have tried out certain missions or challenges like this before. You have to be kind of careful with it because they can become quite tedious if you make them too big. Um, I've also written down that they can add malices or add a malice while you are doing this type of challenge. Uh, you can put that in as some kind of fluff, or you can, like, as a game mechanic to make it a tiny bit more difficult. For example, you can have to go to the nearest town and come back. And if you just go to the town and back, it might be super simple because maybe you have good gear or you have boosted your abilities. So if we add a malice there, then it might become a bit more challenging. You might get stopped uh, and make it into something different. Maybe the pilgrimage is that you have to go and kill a certain creature on the board with such a malice. Many interesting things you can do with that. Then spending money. Uh, money can become very powerful in this game. Uh, and it is a resource. So completing challenges by spending resources is uh, something that can be done. It could be that you have to go and get a specific item from the store, or maybe you just have to sacrifice a lot of money. Um, but that is also a possibility of a way to complete the challenge.
We do have that kind of challenge right now, don't we? And hello, by the way.
Hello. There
I
you
was a bit late.
are. Yes. We kind of have that kind of challenge, but not really. Not as a
It's more about an
main.
encounter. Yeah,
It.
both an encounter and a challenge right now.
Oh, we got one as a challenge too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um, but we when we're making scenarios like this, we are most likely not going to use those challenges. They will be specifically tailored to the story.
Yeah.
At the moment, we've just gone through what we're going to be doing today and possible scenario types and challenge types. I don't think I haven't explained what challenges are yet, though. But that in the free-form battle royale type game we have, version of the game we have, it is
basically boss fights, more or less.
yeah, boss fights. I'm hoping to do a bit more with them here.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Maybe
Uh,
like a level one, a tiered one, more and more difficult.
uh, they might have to be. It kind of depends, really, based on if we're doing a linear branching or a open world kind of scenario.
Yeah.
I have been thinking about doing a branching one with one or two breakpoints. It's not going to be so that you can change the direction of the story um, at every point, but in one or 2 points. So we have what would that be? Uh, four, I think, four different types of endings. That won't be too much.
Depends on the path you to get there.
Yes. But I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna have what's it called? One or 2 points where it's like choose your own adventure.
Oh yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying. Like
I
if
think
you're
so. Like a mission you get,
mm,
or one for each player, or for the overall game.
oh, this is gonna be a solo mission, a solo
Yeah. Oh yeah.
scenario.
Right. Yeah.
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 So
I'm
it's
still in
just
the
gonna be
multiplayer
fun.
mode.
Yeah.
But yeah, solo mission. Yeah. So choose your own adventure. So you mean more or less the same scenario, but different paths you can take depending on what you choose at the start.
Yes.
Right.
Let's see here. And we have 8 different types of. Oh, geez, that got stretched. 8 different points in the game with
The sites,
yeah,
what we call
the
them. Yeah.
sites. Um, so the thing is, if we're doing branching paths, each path doesn't have to doesn't have to visit all of the different sites. Um, which lets us let's see here. For example, if point 1 goes to point 2 and point 2 goes to point 3, right?
Yeah.
But from point 3 you can go to point 4 or point 5.
You choose which path you want to follow.
Yes. Point 4 brings you to point 6, which again brings you to point 8, while point 5 takes you to point 7, and then you have 2 different endings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, let's see, I haven't gotten the picture of that, but and then maybe 0.7 brings you to the hub.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, because then you get the same amount of adventures. But here we only have one breakpoint, right? Which is site 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by doing that, we have 2 different endings. If, for example, we could also then have a breakpoint at where did there? Okay. We could also maybe have a breakpoint like here that one goes to the that's just the center of the map. We call it the hub.
Yeah.
But you could also have it make you go all the way back to number 1.
Or number 3 or number 6.
Yeah. Here I'm saying number 1 because you go back and you take out the person who sent you on the original mission.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't have to be that, but for example, so that is a possibility. Maybe you also have, maybe you also go to the.
You can have one branch that goes through the exact same sites, but in a different order. Like from 3 to 7 to 5 to 8, not in linear fashion, but
Yeah.
yeah. Or maybe you visit the same one twice.
Yeah, that is possible. So, there are things we can do. I was also thinking that if we're maybe doing a open world one, to keep like players from just walking around the map, not really doing anything. If we do that, we can have like a timer. You have to get to a site and do a thing there within this many rounds or something.
We have a mechanic with the Fimble Winter.
Yeah.
Already in the free for all, and if you utilize that, you have before the map is overrun and the Fimble, for example, goes from the edge to the hub.
Yeah.
And so on.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that's enough just fiddling around and talking. Maybe I should start working. Now, we need a reason for... Why is it... Isn't it Shift Enter? We need a reason to have a quest. Now, we have...
Goal that needs to be fulfilled.
What did you say?
A goal that needs to be fulfilled.
Yes. And if we go back to here, we have a couple of things. This is a... it's kind of bad on the stream probably, but this is supposed to be like a mine crater. We have a brewery. Let's see, number 3 here is a burial mound.
Yeah.
Number 4 is a plugged hole to the
outer planes or something. There was a pool there, right?
The Nordic version of the Feywild, the
underworld.
Yeah, where the Tussar and Dovregubben lives.
Yeah. with the elves and Utkar,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
no, that's a different
No, that's a different
place
realm.
again.
There
Different
are
realm, yeah.
several realms. I keep confusing
Like
them.
this realm is still in Midgard. It's where the Tusara and such lives, in the forest and in the mountains and stuff. Not the elves or the dwarves, but
They have their own realms.
yeah. Let's see. We have a small wooded fort in number 5. Number 6 is a special kind of bog. Number 7 is a stone cairn. And number 8 is a village.
Number 8 was the brewery.
What was number 2 then?
Number 2 was a power plant.
Power plant. Yeah, okay. Yes, yes,
Number
yes.
6 was a oil refinery.
Yeah, in a special type of bog.
Yeah.
Mm. Uh, but yeah, so we have these points, and the question is, where do we start? Where do we go? Cotton Eye Joe. Um, and I'm saying, like, since we have a refinery, why not say that we need to get some beer? We need to get beer.
Here for the party or for the guests arriving. It was pretty big that you had to have beer in case some big folk would come visiting in the
Yeah,
ancient times. It was great. What's it called? Shame if you didn't have beer or mead to serve them.
yeah. But maybe you just want a drink.
Well, too.
Yes. So, um, we kind of still have to lean on what we call our comedic genius. So the quest starts because you want to drink. You want to drink. That's point one. Now, when you want to drink, usually you go to the bar, but you know of this big brewery. So, step two, you go to the brewery. So, there we have the road to the first site. Now, we can't, like, since this is a quest, we can't just have, you can't just get the beer. Then everything would be done already. So maybe a possibility is that the brewery is under attack by bandits. Under attack. So, so you help them fight off the bandits, but unfortunately, the bandits manage to steal all the beer. Now, we're just writing quick notes here to give us a quick skeleton of what we would like to do here. Later, we're going to start filling this out.
Things might be rewritten, something new or
Yes.
embellished, depending on what we end up with.
Yes.
How
So, yeah,
feel free to chip in the chat, by the way.
your ideas may or may not be considered. Let's see. We need to look back here. So, yeah, we go. We get to the brewery. We fight off some bandits. They got the beer. Where would bandits take beer? Maybe they're woodland forts. So we head over to the fort. Now, when we get to the fort, I think maybe we should have a breakpoint here
Yeah.
because maybe you fight them and get in hopes of getting the beer, or maybe you want to join up with them because if they have the beer, why fight them? You can just join them and drink it.
A third possibility is that some Tusser has arrived and stolen stolen the beer before you arrived, so you need to chase them.
That is also a possibility.
Then you have to go to the portal to their realm.
Yeah. The bandits weren't supposed to have the beer anyways, though. We can't make it that simple. But yeah, okay. So we got 3 ideas for this. Bandit fort. Fight bandits. Join. Or so. Here we have a possible breakpoint.
The last two can be the same as well. You join the bandits to chase the Tusser.
Yeah, that is a possibility. That is a possibility. Uh, uh, uh. All right, all right. If or join bandits. Okay, we're starting to write code. Oh no, this was supposed to be fight. All right. If we fight the bandits, uh, let's say that they actually had the beer, but during the fight, the barrels broke.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah. Um, if you join bandits, I think you have to make a check first. Uh,
It will
most
allow
like,
you.
yeah, for them to allow you to join them because reasons. Um,
I want beer. You want a beer. We both want a beer. They have the beer. We join forces until we have the beer back.
yes, that sounds like a mind check, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Um, which is actually pretty cool, good because then the break point is basically uh, yeah, what stat you are using here.
By the way, mind stats. Yeah, you talked about the stats of the player.
No, you
No.
can take care of that while I.
Yeah. Each player, both in all modes, more or less, has several stats. Mind stat is one stat that is often used in combat, especially in the free for all. And encounters and challenges usually has one of those or both. And a mind check basically is that you roll a dice, add to the number you have on your stat, and the result determines the outcome. The challenge or encounter rolls the same die as you do. The die changes depending on your level. And also your stats might change depending on level. And the encounter or challenge rolls the same die usually, and they also have a stat, and whoever has the largest total wins. And we have mind and we have body. Those are usually the ones for combat, but we also have others like move. That's not a stat to use dice. I think only mind and body use dice actually. But
Yep.
we have movement that tells how far you can move every round. We have gold tells how much money you get every round to start, and a few others. How
Yep.
many actions you have. So it's more or less like an RPG in that we have stats on a stat block. We have stat block, and we use those stats in various aspects of the game, or to do various things in the game. So a mind check and a body check usually are combat, and yeah, like I said, roll the die, add to your stats, see if you have a high enough number. I don't know if you have anything more to add to that.
Um, I was thinking. I wasn't listening. Sorry. All right.
That's
So
okay.
let's see. Okay. Let's just write. Alright, alright, alright. So we got. I keep losing my pointer here. We got hub to brewery, brewery to fort, and here we got the break. Now, if you join the bandits, the Tussar steals the bear, and you have to go to their portal. That is understandable. But if you fight and you lose the bear, what happens then? Okay, we have the mine, we have the power plant, we have the burial mound, we have the oil field swamp, oil-filled swamp, and we have a cairn.
By the way, I have a picture of the hub is in chat.
I think I have to work to get that into.
I think it should be enough to just open it and copy it and paste it. Oh.
Yeah, that was. Let's see here. All right, copy image.
Oh, it's big.
That was huge. All right, so there.
Yeah.
Um,
We don't really have a 2D graphic like the size for that for the hub yet. Yeah, that image is actually a 3D printed version that I made. And that's what we have been using on the prototypes. It's not necessarily what will be in the final version. We're going to be overboard.
well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what? I think if the beer gets ruined, there might be some nice people who knows about herbs at the cairn, the stone circle.
Yeah, the druids, or the what's it called? The Galdr.
So
Me and names, I hate that.
Galtan. That's probably not the correct, but that's what he's called here. So, all right.
Yeah, we call them runesmiths, right?
No, those aren't the runesmiths.
No, the runesmiths are.
I have it
We
somewhere.
have several.
I have it somewhere.
Yeah, we have several. It's been a while.
Been working on Evil 101. Free to play on Tabletopia.com. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, of course, gotta plug ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Now we're making 2 timelines here. So
The vulva with female priests, more or less.
yeah.
But I don't remember what the male ones were called.
You had Sideman and Sidekvinna.
The Sideman, yeah. Here we go. My mind completely blank.
My capitalization is way off today. So, alright, we got 2 timelines here. So, if beer barrels are destroyed, go to this should be capitalized.
Stonehenge, more or less. Yeah, Stonecairn.
It's megaliths put in a circle.
Yeah, it's not really a Stonehenge.
Oh, Stonehenge is also megaliths put in a circle.
Yeah, but they are portals,
Yeah,
not megaliths.
it's built out of megaliths, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Just this bear. All right. So now we're gonna focus on each of these places one step at a time. So you go to the stone cairn, uh, and you have to make the sidemen, or maybe there's even some Celtic druids. Like, who knows?
Might be both.
Yeah. To get some hops and barley. Uh, is this the lawful good road?
And actually might be, yeah.
Uh, at least lawful.
It depends on what happens later, whether
Yeah,
that is the lawful good or not.
yeah. Uh, I,
It rather depends on your motivation when you choose.
yeah, like this might also be a break point. I don't know. I don't think it will be. I think no matter what you choose here, will lead to will lead you
When you
to
get,
one place. Uh,
yeah,
so
you can, so you can make it random when you get to stone cairn. They might have you go and fetch some, or they can have you do something else.
I kind of think that if we go back up here in the challenge types, sure we can have like a pilgrimage challenge here or
Yeah,
a shopping challenge. Um,
both are viable at this point.
both are viable, but you should only choose one of these. But I also think you should have a choice to maybe do a fight. Not that this choice will do any changes in the storyline. It's just how you get the hops and barley.
You already have a fight with the bandits in this
Yes,
timeline, though.
yes. We already have a
So you,
fight with bandits. We already have a fight at the brewery. Uh,
yeah. So
so
it might be time for the pilgrimage or the
yeah,
shopping.
pilgrimage might be.
You need the shopping might be because you need new barrels.
Oh, oh no! I actually got one here. Uh,
Oh,
but might still use the shopping. But let's see here. We're having a pilgrimage with move or fight malice. So you have to go from Stone Cairn Cairn to three. So yeah, you basically have to go from the cairn to the brewery and back to deliver the hops and barley and bring back the payment. But because of the weight of it, you get a malus to either body and mind or to movement. Might see which one works. All of this has to be tested, of course, which might be something to show a different time. I don't know. But yeah, so that is what happens is if the beer barrels are destroyed with the Tussar. Now, certain types of Tussar are pretty greedy. So here might be a really good spot to have a shopping quest. What do you think?
Mm. That's well. If you have a shopping, getting a specific item, depending on how depends on how you set up the shop in this play mode. Usually,
Uh,
the shop is randomized, so
yes,
it's hard to find the one specific item in there.
yes. I do not think it will be a random item from the shop if we're gonna get a specific item. That would be very silly if you have to get like a super rare thing and there's only one in the whole deck.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen.
Well, we have four cities basically in the game
Yeah,
where there are shops.
yeah.
Three different cities, and one of the sites are cities. So it might be cities or villages. So might go to one of the specific one and I don't know, spend a few money and then go back. That way you have, in quotes, gotten the item, or you can just stay in the cairn and just throw money at it.
Or
Or
or uh, you set up the shop as usual,
yes,
and but when the last card is supposed to be put down,
mhm.
you go through the deck until you find the item.
Oh,
Because that way, if something really good shows up in the store, but you have to get that one specific item, you have to make a choice.
that you do.
Yes.
But if you choose a different item, then you have to go to a different city and try to find it there as well.
Yeah. You can't. Um, I'm kind of thinking that then you have to go through what one or maybe one extra shop,
Hmm.
and then you can't. Then it's a random chance if you get the card. But at the
Well,
third shop, you get to
if
do
we
it
have,
the same way again.
yeah, what if we actually, in this case, have we know which card we are supposed to be looking for in the scenario. So what if we have that specially laid aside, pull random cards to match the number of pull a number of random cards and put that in a deck, so there are a separate uh, shop deck for when you go to find the item, and it's a bit random whether it turns up on the first shop you go to or the next one, but you
Yeah,
will get it within reasonable time.
yeah. I think that is something we have to test. I think we have to test both ideas here in
Yeah.
the future uh, because both versions would work. I'm pretty sure about that. It's just which one is more work.
Well, randomized is a bit more work, but it's also a bit, to me at least, is a bit more fun.
Yeah.
Because if you know that the item will be the first city you go to, yes, there might be interesting items that you wish for to have for further in the game, but
Hmm.
you also want to complete a game quickly. So
Well, you're
you
not
might
competing against anyone.
no, I know, which is why the other items in that shop need to be regulated too. So you need to know there are really good items apart from one you are buying.
Yeah.
But still, to me at least, it wouldn't really. If I am tasked to find that item, I wouldn't choose to buy a different one if it meant more work.
Double action boost.
You have that.
I'm not sure if I could leave a
Yeah.
double action boost.
Double action boost, for those who do not know, is a item card that you gain in the game when you defeat encounters, or you can get it as a gift through encounters. You don't battle all encounters. Sometimes you just you gain gifts, or they ask you to do something. So and double boost is one of the items that you can gain that just gives you an extra action or an extra. You can buy an extra item in the shop or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to playtest both of those scenarios.
Yeah. And guard maybe also has an idea how to do that. So,
Yeah.
all right. A question: does the music work?
I'll check. I
It,
actually don't hear anything.
oh,
You might need to turn it up a bit.
uh, now?
Now I start to hear it. It's low, but I'm hearing it.
Let's put it on.
But do remember that my ears doesn't really work like everybody else's ears.
Yeah. But just been streaming for about an hour. All right.
We're still new to this.
Oh, we can't. There's only a limited time we can use that excuse.
Still, it's your first time running this,
Yeah.
so a few hiccups is allowed.
Yeah. But okay. But what happens when you get that specific super awesome item to the Tussar? Do they just give you the beer? Like,
Hard to say. Well,
wait,
Tussar are fickle. They might say that, oh, good, you got it. Now go fetch me this thing. Or they
yeah.
give it to you. It depends.
Uh, uh,
It might actually be a
uh.
dice toss. A dice toss.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Well, we ordered Portal. How about um
They
you've got
threw it
the
in the swamp.
item.
They threw it in the swamp, so you have to go to the swamp, and get all the beer in a barrel and go to the power plant to soak, to distill it or something,
Clean it.
and to clean
Well,
it.
let's see. Depends on how you are going to use the sights. The sights are double-sided. Normally, they have one green side and one white side, which is Fimbulwinter.
Yeah.
Side 6 with their Finnery is operating on the Fimbulwinter side
Yeah.
and polluting and destroying the lake. On the green side, that is shown here, it is actually broken. It is dismantled
Yeah.
and the lake is cleaned. So it might be that the tutor asks you, okay, these people are destroying our lake. Go there, stop them,
Uh,
and we will give you the beer.
yeah. That is possible. That is possible.
And the power plant is actually a wind power plant. And on the Fimbulwinter side, it is actually broken, and on the green side, it's repaired.
Mm.
So
I kind of don't really care. Like, not that I don't care, but I don't in this scenario. I don't think that's so important. I kind of
yeah,
think that the Fimbulvinter in this scenario um, represents the depression of the player who just wants to have a single pint of beer.
right.
Because depression and alcoholism is funny to
Yeah,
me. Oof. Um, like in the multiplayer co-op scenario that I have lying somewhere, then um, the Fimbulvinter and non-Fimbulvinter side has more literate connotations.
I see.
Yes. Uh,
Mm.
Today I just want to do something fun because it helps
Yeah.
you get back into the groove. But okay, okay. What if the Tussar side of the story is more um fantastic than the beer barrels are broken story? What if that kind of becomes a theme? Because when we went to the druids or sidemen, we just went to get hops and barley, which is what you need to make beer. Uh, but here we go and we talk to supernatural beings or otherworldly beings. So what if you get the thing for the Tussar and they say, yeah, yeah, sure, you can have the beer. It's over by this haunted
Graveyard, yeah.
barrow mound. So that takes you here. And when it comes to the druids, when it comes to the druids, um, we go from the druids to the power plant to make sure that the brewery gets all the power it needs to do
Yeah.
the most important job in society, which is to create alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. We have a certain theme here. It's very, very. It's not especially good themes, but it is themes.
Yeah.
So, all right.
We also need to see whether the paths is getting too long and taking too much time.
Yeah, that is a question. Let me see here.
There are two sites you haven't
One,
used, and we don't necessarily need to use them. They might
4.
just be filler material in the game itself, or they
Yeah,
can be side quests for that matter.
yeah, that might be. Let's see. We got so that you visit 4 sites now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have 2 different endings.
In a normal game we
Actually,
play, we don't really visit more than 3-4 sites per player anyway.
yeah, that's true. But okay. All right. I got it. I got it. When you go here, you have the chance to then let's see here. Because you have the chance to just uh, go back to the hub and you get your beer. You go back to the hub, and
The hub and
everything's
not
cool.
to the not back to the brewery.
Actually, you're right. We don't have to end it at the brewery.
We don't have to hand
At
it
the
in the
hub.
hub.
At the hub.
Yeah,
We can just now you go
or
here.
back to the brewery and then to the hub,
Nah,
back to the party. Well, depending.
nah. Just get to the brewery and
Mm.
you got the beer. The end. But but maybe you want some extra juice for the power to make super beer. So
Ah, yeah.
uh, we instead go to this is getting cluttered.
The refinery.
The refinery to get even more juice. Then
Mm-hmm.
you go back the uh,
To the brewery.
to the brewery.
Right.
Like
So get one extra step.
yeah. So on this side, let's write it down. Okay. The route is brewery, Fort Cairn, uh, power
Power plants.
plant,
And
and
then either the refinery or the brewery. Either refinery, then brewery, or directly to the brewery.
yeah. So the refinery is a side quest thingy.
Yeah.
That's why
Then
it's like
then the
this.
question is, what extra does it give that makes the player want to go there and not
Um,
end the game early? But that is something we can think of later.
maybe I'll write
Stay.
that they are super awesome. I,
Yeah,
I don't know. Some people are completionists.
they
I
are.
am sometimes too. So then we got this one. Oh shit.
Might be you can get more points going there. So if
Yeah.
if you are more or less, let's say, competing with others in how well you can do this scenario and how many points you can gain, and having side quests might be a good thing.
Yeah. Or we just don't have it. Like, we'll see. We'll see. Bar Mound, and from there. You can go to the mine for some reason. You know what? The mine isn't going to be part of this at all. You can
And
go
that's an
to the
old,
cairn.
that's actually an old mine as well. So
Yeah, they can go to the
back to
cairn
the care. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
to get some juju from the side mount.
yeah. They might need to cleanse the beer before
Yeah,
you return it.
yeah. But then you don't have to go to the then you don't have to go to the brewery to get your beer. So you can
Yeah.
just go to the hub
Yes, you can.
and you end it there. Because the thing is, when we go here, it still needs kind of to ferment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Still needs to be made.
yeah, yeah. So here you have the happy ending,
Yeah.
and here we have sad longing. You know what? I don't want to say that one ending is better than the other, but
It depends on your preferences, man.
okay. Happy
But
ending.
it also depends on the path getting there because let's see the sad longing, more or less. That is when you fight the bandits, and more or less that's a good route. Happy ending is the bad route in the fort, because in the happy ending you actually join up with the bandits.
There now, there's a reason why the sad longing isn't the worst ending.
You should move it a bit. It's hidden by the logo. Here's the Sealening logo.
Okay.
Just take everything down a bit. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah, because in one you kind of don't really care about the brewery that gets robbed
yeah.
and loses stuff, but
But you get the beer
you get the beer, you get a barrel of beer or a case of beer, and the
yeah,
other one where you help out the
or mead.
or mead or vodka for that matter.
Mm,
Um, while in the other one, uh, you help out the brewery, so in the future you get more beer,
that
possibly.
is true. That is true. So you have the lawful good route and the well, neutral or chaotic route.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of feel like I want to do this on this side.
Gets too long.
Um, hmm. Nah, nah.
It's the same amount.
Let's.
It's the same amount of jumps, or the same amount of sites you visit.
Yeah,
Except in yeah, on the left side you.
there.
All right.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, so you have to go through the cairn.
Yes, but the refinery is not necessarily necessary.
Ah. Are the placements of the sites on the board going to be fixed, or are they random?
I think they're gonna be random.
Yeah, replay that will be an aspect of replayability. If it's the same every time, it gets old pretty soon.
The missions will be the same,
Mission
but
will be the same, but a randomized board will be a bit more fun because the game will change every game.
yeah.
It will change quite a bit actually. But that depends. I like the random. I like random, but there are others that don't.
I like a mix between set strategy and randomness.
Yeah.
Uh, it kinda, it kinda.
So these two
Oh,
parts can actually be each of those types as well. One is a linear one with a bit less randomization. The other is more a randomization.
actually, I kinda, let's see. All right, we keep this, and then if you don't care, yeah.
Right. But yeah, if you don't go through the cairn, there's a chance you might get possessed.
Yes.
So a dice roll more or less.
Possibly, possibly. Uh,
Yeah. Or refinery, um, less victory points or something.
yeah, then we have 4 endings.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So uh, let's see here. Current plan 2, 3. There. I'm sorry that I'm kind of quiet right now, but when
Now you need to write. So I will try to find something to
um,
fill the silence with. Not that I have much.
uh, I got something, I think.
Mhm.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot. It was.
I can, while you're thinking and writing, I
Yeah.
can plug that the Pathfinder Humble Bundle. if you like if you like Pathfinder, the Humble Bundle actually has a bundle with Pathfinder 2E, Strength of Thousands. Right now, it ends in 2 weeks, where you can get 28 books, including the core book, bestiaries, advanced player guidance, and a lot more, for 24 euros or more, depending on how much you want to pay. And you do it you pay for charity. A portion of what you pay goes to comics for books, comic books for kids.
Yes. We are
And
also we are not sponsored to say any of this, by the way.
no, I
We
went in yesterday and bought it. You get 28 books. That's 400 euros of value, actually, for, well, whatever you want to you pay.
Yeah.
Well, at least if you pay enough. If you pay 24 euros, you get all 28 books. If you pay less, you get less books. The core rule book and advanced player's guide and bestiary, I think, is only available if you pay 24 or more. Well, there are several scenarios and adventures. The entire Strength of Thousand adventure path, several smaller one-shot adventures or side quests that are available in those packages. I bought them yesterday, and I want to take a look. I haven't played Pathfinder in a while. And I haven't tried Pathfinder second edition.
Yeah.
This is all second edition
Yeah.
books.
I was about to ask about that.
Yeah, all of these are made for the second edition. I saw a streamed game with one of the developers from Paizo being a GM. It was just before the plague hit, so they finished it one season but didn't continue, which is kind of sad because it was a good run. But yeah, from what I saw then, they had simplified the rules a lot from the first edition. First edition, you basically had to be a master degree graduate to be able to play.
Nah, you just needed to remember your additives and the subtractions.
Yeah, there were a lot of those. And
+2 for this, +2 for that, -3 for this, +3 for this, -2 and +1.
maybe times 2. Oh, this one was supposed to be 2 times 2. This one, yeah.
I miss
So
that.
I don't, and I'm actually a math teacher.
Uh,
That is one of my professions, actually.
yes, it is.
But second edition seems a lot simpler.
Yeah.
So I actually want to play that one someday.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read up a bit and I can GM a game or two.
Yeah.
It's kind of different actually from before. Instead of like in D&D, you have movement, action, and bonus action. In Pathfinder 2E, you have 3 actions, and you can use that to use either all of them to do one thing, like movement, or you can movement, action, action,
Yeah.
or movement, action, or action, movement. You choose yourself which order you want them and what you want to do on your turn. And some things you need to do costs more than one action. It's kind of similar actually to a few other things in our game, in Heroes of Sealening.
Huh. I'm kind of wondering if Paizo is gonna have an upturn now after how.
After one D&D, yeah.
Oh no,
There are a lot of people are
not after
starting to go there.
1D, but actually after the failed release of Spelljammer.
Yeah. Well, that was that. That combined with 1D&D release, a lot of skepticism on the 1D&D release as well. I've seen a lot of people say they want to go over to Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Or taking a closer look at Pathfinder second edition, at least. But yeah, Spelljammer was, well, some people liked it, a lot of people were not happy.
Yeah.
And for different reasons. One of them that I saw recently was a lot of people reacted to the they are called, what were they called? They developed from those flying monkey-like people. Well,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
yeah, the first edition on that, they have a background as actually slaves, and a lot of people didn't like that. And I'm not going to. I kind of agree, but also I kind of don't see why it. Well, there are a lot of other Pathfinder second edition as well. The world itself has an entire nation that is built on with a lot of slavery, so I don't see why D&D got that much flack over a race that has broken free of slavery, while Pathfinder still has slavery in the game. So I don't quite get
I
why
kind
there
of
was so much outrage.
I believe that one of these was pretty what was clearly based upon
Yeah, you have.
uh some real life propaganda about race theory that we all know is bullshit.
Yeah,
While the other one is more of a trope of the genre, even though
yeah.
slavery is horrible and
Oh
nobody
yeah.
should support that.
No.
Um, I believe that's where a lot of the outrage came from. Um,
Yeah, I didn't get to read too much into it, so I haven't quite gotten the on top of it. Just my first impression was, yeah, you have a lot of outrage, and that is rightful outrage, but why is it so much? But still, D&D has been, well, they don't have the best track record.
eh, I,
D&D, Pathfinder has been better at respecting. Um,
Pathfinder directly stole D&D 3.5.
well, I was more talking about the scenario and respecting history, not, well, Earth history
uh,
and different people.
they have their own icky things.
They do, like I mentioned, they
They,
still do. They still have troublesome topics in the game.
I'm not talking about like, yeah, yeah,
Well, that's my take on it.
yeah. Mm, mm.
I still would like to at least read through the books and see.
I need to learn that pilgrimage only has one M.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm putting in all the steps, and we're gonna fill them out a bit more later.
Yeah.
Um, this is just so that we have the not even skeleton, but like the beginnings of a skeleton.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then we got the bad ending, which is, well, yeah, like whenever you create a fantasy realm, if you're touching sore subjects, make sure that when you do so, don't step on other people's feet.
Yeah. Don't step on any toes. It's difficult, but it's possible. But you have to think. You have to do your research. Like I made a few statements right now, but those are based on what I know right now. But I'm fully aware that I'm not as knowledgeable about these themes to actually make a stand. I don't. I need to read up a lot more about Pathfinder, and I need to look into more about the controversy with Spelljammer to understand.
The thing I was thinking about when I was going to talk about
And
the
this is,
oh,
yeah, well, this is the same.
yeah.
Writing the scenario, writing, uh, it's a fantasy world, but yeah, you have to be careful and you have to be respectful.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that their fluff book was very lacking in lore and all the things that you really want to know when you're playing Spelljammer.
Yeah,
And the ship combat was severely lacking. And you're paying what was it, $60-$70 for well,
well, it depends.
at least the scenario was supposed to be okay. But like all the rules and fluff is basically half of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, did I haven't read the Spelljammer was released for an earlier edition.
Yeah, second edition.
Yeah, and I haven't read that one, and I haven't read anyone. I haven't found anyone, or I haven't looked for really either. But I haven't read anyone that has compared the two editions much.
Oh, there's
All I know, there were a lot of problems with the first one as well, and they don't seem to be fixed on this one edition either.
there are there are plenty of people on TikTok and YouTube that are talking about it right now.
I'm not on TikTok, and I haven't had time for YouTube for what months.
Yeah.
So, and I barely managed to. Twitter is well. I I get a few notifications, but I don't have time to read anything. So I'm too much out of the loop, really.
Yeah. Well, basically, the world is ending, and people don't really care
It's
anymore.
always ending.
Yeah.
Just pick a date and the world will end.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know what our. Is it our third or fourth once in a lifetime economic collapse we're in right now?
I think it's 6th or 7th.
Of economic collapses, yeah, but not the ones that they call once in a lifetime.
Recessions. Well, recession. If you're thinking about recessions, the recession at the start of COVID was actually larger than the one in the 20s,
Yeah,
1920s.
yeah, yeah.
But the difference was in the 1920s, the stock market rose a lot steeper before the crack.
Volvos.
But we have Volvos. It's vulva. VUL.
That isn't that a
Yeah, I know, but I think I'll double check. But I actually think it is. No, it's O. It's O.
it's
Sorry,
oh
my mistake.
yes.
I thought I had seen it with, written with U somewhere.
I'm sure you've seen it written with a U in a biology book.
Yeah, but also I know.
Oh. Simple. It's a Freudian slip.
Yeah, maybe. I've been single for far too long.
Uh, it's, yeah. Should get Tinder. Nah, maybe not. There, we got the skeleton of the skeleton. All the points are up. We got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one don't really count because you just stop there.
So 1 and 6 isn't used.
Yeah, that
In
doesn't
this
bother
scenario. No, they don't need to be.
me. No.
In this scenario, they just have the function as a normal tile.
Yeah.
With of that type.
This is a mix between a linear and a branching scenario, I think.
Yeah.
Please
1 and
correct me
6.
if I'm wrong.
Yeah. You can also set it up that 1 and 6 are extras. Like you draw 2 challenges and 1 for each, and
Nah.
from the multiplayer version, and then if you want, you take them. If not, they're not part of the story.
Maybe. I kind of think we should keep it somewhat simple.
True.
And those are just places. Like, there are places around the world that looks cool, but nothing really happens there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
We could also actually include extra tiles, and just say in the scenario you need these sites, replace the others with normal tiles.
Yeah, or just say that these tiles function as normal tiles in this game.
Yeah, we can do that.
But we can sell more tiles.
Yeah.
Nah. let's see. Oh, we've just been going on for 1.5 hours, approximately. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, alright. What we need here is to find out how do you get extra juice to the brewery in the power plant. In this version, we've had a fight, we've had a fight, a pilgrimage. I am saying that to get extra juice, you gotta give him some juice, and it's a simple bribe.
Ah.
Um, Figure out how much during testing. Uh, let's see. The most expensive item in game is,
Okay.
I want to say 16 gold.
I'll check actually.
Yeah.
Let's try to find the cards. Poker cards. And say 4, 5, 8, 15. Well, that's gear though. That's an armor.
Yeah.
Allfather steam powered eye. That's 15 to buy.
Yeah.
And see, we also have Berserker Ganger skin grafts. Those are that's an armor that is also 15. And we have, let's see. Yeah, Warhorse is 16.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's say about 20.
Yeah, Adamantine Fingernails is 15. Sherpa Train Scald is also 16.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything more than that.
I don't think so either. Actually, we do use number 6. It's only number 1 that's not being used. Yeah, it's only number 1 that's not being used.
Do we use number 6?
Yeah. It's the
Number 6 is the refinery.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
to get all the juice to the brewery.
Yeah. Right. The alternate route.
Yes. But how do we do that? I don't want to put 2 briberies after each other. Hmm.
But also, well, also remember the graphics on the tile itself. On the green side, it's broken. The refinery is broken. On the Fimbulwinter side, it's working.
Yeah.
You might need to incorporate that.
Yeah, but as we talked about earlier, for this scenario, I'm not that focused on the graphical changes. The Fimbulwinter is more the depression of not getting drunk.
I'm more thinking about whether or not you go to a refinery. Yeah, it's broken. You can see on the tile it's broken. So you might need to put in instructions that it has to be really. Oh, it's interesting.
Might be a bit too literate though.
Might be.
I don't know. I am just
Ah,
gonna think.
the items there are actually the highest is 10.
Well,
Yeah, there are several that are 10 in cost, but there are nothing higher than that. So gear had, I think I saw one with 13, and then you have those that are 16.
mm,
But on items, there are actually only 10. The highest is 10.
yeah. But yeah, we did that because
There are two that are 13
the,
on the armors, actually.
yeah, well we did that difference in prices because gear kind of works all the time,
Yeah, and
while
items are one single use usually, or you use them and then they go in the discard pile.
yes, they go into the discard pile and you reshuffle and you get them back after a while.
Yeah,
Uh, uh, uh. Pipes are burst.
just so everyone knows, in the shops in the cities around the playboard, you can, well, you draw from both the items and the gear. You can choose what to buy. Yeah, the gear, armor, and weapon are more expensive, but gives a permanent, more or less a permanent boost unless you lose them.
Yep. Let's see. I think that might be okay for this. How is this timeline? Want to drink? You go to the brewery. It's under attack by bandits. Fight bandits. Off. Bandits steal beer. They go to fort. You go to the fort and you fight the bandits again.
Yeah,
Make a during with a body check. Barrels breaks during fight, so you have to go to the stone cairn to get hops and barley to make more beer. When you do after that, you have to go to the power plant and get extra juice to the brewery, which you do by bribing the manager. Then you can go back, but the brewery has not enough power and you don't get enough beer to get drunk. But if you go to the refinery to get all the juice, you figure out that it is broken. The pipes are burst. So either you use your body to clog the pipes, close the pipes, or you
just
use,
scroll a bit further down
oh yeah,
so you can see.
yeah, body to close the pipes, or mind to redirect the flow. And from there, you can go back to the brewery and you get the big brew. So nice.
Yeah,
Now, if instead of fighting the bandits again, you join the bandits. You do a mind check, and while you are negotiating with them, the Tussar steal the bear. So you have to go to the portal to the underworld Fey realm, and they ask for a specific gift. You get the gift, and they tell you that the bear is at the barrel mine to keep a grumpy ghost satisfied. You get to there, and you figure out that you have to do a pilgrimage to calm the ghost. Possibly. If so, where do we go to calm the ghost? A pilgrimage to the cairn? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because the sidemen and Bola will help calm the ghosts by performing their rites.
Back. This.
And you have that a few steps further down.
I have that a few steps up, actually.
No,
The
further down.
first, going to the cairn. That's afterwards.
Yeah, so are you going twice to the cairn?
This
From
is
the
a
Barrow Mound to the cairn, and then back to the Barrow Mound, and then to the cairn again before you go to the hub?
yeah.
Or is it enough to
Actually,
just go to the cairn?
Actually, then it wouldn't be a good then it wouldn't kind of be a pilgrimage. But what if?
Oh.
Now there has to be a reason for it, but it's a way to use a site we haven't used. We're not having too much backtracking.
Story-wise, you might have that the ghost you meet is the wife of some miner or something, and you have to go to
Possibly.
the mine to bring his remains back to the mount.
Possibly. Uh,
That would fit with the graphics as well, because one of the mounts are opened in the graphic.
yeah.
So, excuse my ignorance, but what is malice?
Negative modifier.
Oh. So not malice with I, but U.
It's not malice.
No.
It's malus or malus.
Oh, malus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if you go straight from Paramount to the hub to to just get the drink, you might get possessed by a ghost. On the other hand, if you go to the cairn after with the Baramon, they can help you purify the bear of ghostly powers. And to do that, to do that, I think they need a specific item for the ritual. Ritual.
We already have one that go to the shop and find the correct item. This might be
Yeah.
a different thing,
Uh,
different way to obtain the item.
uh, I kinda don't want to do that. 'Cause I don't really want there to be like, oh, you have to go and fight so and so many monsters until you get a random loot drop.
That's more a yeah, that's more a pilgrimage again.
No,
Almost. It's a
kinda.
mix, kind of a pilgrimage now.
Yeah,
It's not the
but
right thing.
but the problem is it's too random for me.
Yeah,
Uh,
or or you or it's go there and fight this beast and get its fang or something like that.
yeah, or
Hmm.
or I might get some bad sounds now. There's a dude spraying my wall and window with water. So apologies if that comes through. Um, I was also thinking about a okay, okay.
Yeah, that might be a
Yeah,
solution.
because then you can just go straight through the item deck and pick it out.
Yeah, and
If you have the money,
if you don't have enough, you need to go earn the money
yeah,
or sell something. You
yeah,
can also you can also sell. You can also but if you don't have enough, you can sell us items and no gear to make up the difference.
triple the price.
That depends on the price, though. But well,
At
yeah, it's the end of the
maximum
game. You
30.
usually at the end of the game you have a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's like maximum 30 coins if it's from the item deck.
Yeah,
If it's from the gear deck, it's 48.
yeah.
Uh,
48 gold is actually not that difficult when you're level 4.
nah, nah, but I hope that you could be able to finish this around level 3.
Right. Yeah, well then triple price is actually a good challenge.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I'm kind of wondering what the next step to do here now is. Like, usually when we do this, or we would start doing testing of certain game elements.
Yeah.
We would test out how the pilgrimage system works, how to make the malices function without being too detrimental.
Also the levels of the fights.
Yep.
What is the exact values?
Yep. Like, let's see.
But also, what happens if you lose? If you make the if you go to the brewery and it's under attack by the bandits, what happens if you lose to the bandits?
Oh, that is a good question. That is a good question.
So we need to fill out that as well here. What happens if you win? What happens if you win? You go on. What happens if you lose?
All right, all right. On this step here, on the first one, you
Yeah.
fight bandits off. Uh, if you win,
You win, go to fort, and it's
9.
and the fight. Mhm. All right.
Story. Lose.
Don't get money, don't get XP, and the fight at the bandit fort might be more difficult.
No, you just lose. You don't get shit. You lose HP, and the story advances.
It might be, yeah. It might be also fun, as this is a scenario where where it's not really not random what happens next. You, it might be interesting to try what I just said. That you actually add to the stats of the bandits on the second fight if you lose the first one.
Yeah.
There. That might be fun to try. To see what happens. Yeah. And if it doesn't work, we forget about it. But if it seems to be working, then we can try it.
So if we then go, let's see.
We failed at last step. Yeah. If condition, then yeah, this is really programming language in a way.
There.
Yeah.
If so. Slash advanced story. When? Basically the same.
But you don't get the stash if you join the bandits.
Good point. Good point.
But you might get more money and more, maybe more XP.
Yes.
So the choice is actually what you choose to fight them with, body or mind. So
in this point, yeah.
Yeah, and depending on what you choose to fight them with, decides where you go from here.
Even here, these two first points.
Yeah, if you lose, you don't get anything. You lose HP, but you need to go on anyways because the barrels break.
Yes. So. Lose here.
They don't. Yeah, you might have a penalty on your
round.
You really have rounds when this is a solo game?
Well, Yes, there are technically rounds because you know how the map
Yeah,
changes per round, right?
that
So
is true.
there will be uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But here we have you don't lose any HP, but story does not advance.
yeah.
Uh,
You have to try
uh,
again. You have to try again until you can actually advance, or you
yeah.
choose to fight them on the in the other storyline.
Uh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, this one you can't really lose.
No, just have to do it,
Mm,
and you can't advance until you have done it. So that's not really a win-lose situation.
no, this is just this kind of there.
And yeah, that's below the yeah.
Uh, this one you can't really fail either,
No,
which
if you don't have it, you lose time because you need to collect more money.
yep. You don't get any money for this though. Then we have the first ending. Now, here is a possibility. If win, oh, I pressed the wrong button. If win, not as important, but if lose, uh, uh, this you only get one chance to do.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
Uh, like just quick stuff. Like I want this to be like the quick version of the game,
hmm
and not end up being a 3 to 6 hour long journey.
no, an
Uh,
hour might be enough
yeah.
if we can get it down to that.
I think this might be since there's only one player. Yeah, hour and a half maybe.
Yeah, at a maximum.
Yeah. So all right, you managed to negotiate with the bandits. The bandits steal the bear, and let's see, isn't it shift enter?
That just gives you
There, yes. Page
mhm.
break. Yes, it's a
Page
page.
break is control enter.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Get a specific item for them.
Shift enter just gives you a line break and not a new paragraph.
Yeah,
Normal enter it gives a new paragraph.
when complete. 'Cause there's not that much more here. Like, um, that like it might seem very simple because I'm saying that even if you fail, the story advances. But during play, you will still have to fight random encounters.
Yeah.
So um, they. Oh, what was my point? So yeah, you will still be fighting. You will still be
We'll
going
be
through
getting, yeah, well, you will be getting items and gear
during
while
play.
moving. Yeah,
Yeah.
while moving or between the sites or on the sites themselves.
Stashish. Uh, when complete, because you can't really fail this either. Um,
You know, if you don't get it the first time, you just try again.
yeah. Oh yeah, I should put one simple thing here. If you die,
All right, so this is a. Mhm.
yeah. Like there should be a game
Wow,
over point in a
yeah.
single player run. Uh, 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 again,
What? Wow, I haven't been playing games for years. Computer games.
yeah,
What was that type of game called? I'm
roguelikes,
completely drawing a blank. No, the type where you play and if you die you have to start over.
roguelikes, roguelikes.
Roguelike. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is a roguelike scenario.
yeah, kind of. I don't think it's as hard as a roguelike would be.
It's not, but depending on what you encounter, there are some
Uh,
encounters that can kill you outright if you're not
there
prepared for
is,
them.
there is.
Yeah, there are encounters that kill you outright. I'll just double check.
Uh,
Black Plague doesn't really kill you anymore, except if you're low on HP. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's a 4th level encounter, so that might not be necessary in this.
there. I gave the last
Oh,
thing here a loose
yeah.
gonna a loose.
We do have an encounter that is 2nd level to 4th level. Death comes up the arse, and if you lose to that, you die. You don't get to just
Yeah,
get a death token, you die.
I remember that.
Death. And death and -2 move for 2 rounds, but in this one, in this scenario, you won't get more rounds after that.
No, isn't it fantastic? Uh,
Let's see.
I gave the last part before ending 4 a lose condition.
Mm-hmm.
It is only available
Right.
now.
If you can't pay them, you go to
Then you get. Then you don't
yeah,
get ending 4.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nihilism as well kills you outright if you lose to it.
Yeah.
That is a mind base 18, but that is a level 4 encounter.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't meet it then.
Yeah.
Um, well, yeah, we're talking about some of the worst encounters there is in the game.
Yeah.
Final balancing has not been done yet.
Well, it is more or less balanced for the free for all,
For the free
but
for all,
not for the
yes.
scenarios. Not quite for the scenarios.
We'll see. We'll see. We have to try them out. But yeah, like we have a skeleton now of a scenario. Uh, it has to be tested. It has to be. It has to be played a bunch of times. Um, so maybe some of our playtesters on our Discord is gonna be called up. Because if we test it, we're blind. It's like, oh, we made this. It's so great. We're the best in the world. Nothing we make smells ass.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we make smells ass.
Yeah.
Uh, somewhat, at least. Um, and after testing, um, there would be the story would be written
Yeah.
in a way that is readable. Um, right, because right
Yeah.
now it's not
No, it's not.
at all.
But when it's written, you intersperse the story itself. So you basically reading an adventure or a fairy tale, a story, and then you have okay. When you read until this point, do this.
Yeah, it's a choose your own adventure, only
Yeah,
not in a book.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it will be in a book, kind of a book, but
pamphlet. Yeah, yeah,
pamphlet.
but yeah. So I know we have about 40 minutes left.
We can. We don't need
Mm,
the complete time. I think we ended early when we took a playthrough of Evil 101 as well.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, we have a more or less a playtests ready scenario now.
yeah, that we do.
Could you maybe enter in the site numbers so it's easy to find on the board when playtesting?
Well, yeah, sure, sure. Let's see. then I actually need to, let's see, there, there, just so that I have it in front of me at the same time. Let's see. All right, go to the brewery, which is 0.8. Fort is 5. All right, Stone Cairn is up, 7.
7, was it? Yeah.
Move from Cairn to brewery.
Outland was
2.
6. Yeah, it's 2. Yeah.
Refinery
I
is
thought
6.
about the refinery if it's. Yes.
Let's see. It is. Yes. That's that. And that's 4. 2, 3. 3, 3, and 7. I knew that.
And then,
Boom.
yeah, that's it.
That is it. And there we have a, yeah.
Yeah. Then we have the framework of a scenario.
We have a thingamajig.
Yeah. And now there are playtests just to test the mechanics and try to set the well. There's a bit of the first playthrough. We need to set the the values of the checks.
Yep.
We can do them now, but they would be just pulling some numbers out of the air.
It's 68.
68, 68, yeah, well.
70.
Right. The Bandage Fort is the second encounter you get, so you should probably either level 1 or level 2.
120.
Right. Anyways,
Thanks
the first
for us.
playthrough will be trying to determine the correct values, trying to see where we are in amount of level.
Yep.
And about how much time we spend.
Yeah.
On each, and we need to play it twice because well, we need to find out how much twice. Yeah, because one in one branch and then again in the other branch.
I think we need like double digits on both branches.
Well, yeah, but we need to play it once for each branch. We need to play once first to set the values
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
make sure that the journey itself works.
Oh, yeah.
And then we start playtesting. And yeah, playtesting then is just going through it as many times as we need to, and that is also something we can bring in others to do, not just us.
Yep.
Um, and that is the viewers, maybe. It might be most probably it will be members of the Discord, which tombsfoundry.no/Discord. Go in there if you're not already a member. And if you want to be a playtester, just tell us and we will add you to the playtester group, which
Yep.
haven't been active for quite a while.
We haven't had
We need to
much
change that.
testing lately.
No, we've had other things to do.
We've had a lot of graphical work
Oh yeah, so much graphical work.
because all the crunch was done.
Yeah, and then we had a lot of business related stuff to do and learn and
Yeah.
relearn. Yeah,
Well, that's
it's been a lot.
boring. We're not going to talk about that.
No, we're not. Just know that we have done it. Or whether we have completed it, that's something else entirely. Anyways,
Yeah.
we will be bringing this, I guess, with us. If we are, maybe, if we're all visiting gaming groups around the area.
Next stream, we're going to continue with the fun part. We're going to do the fluff. We're going to do text and get some meat on the bones here.
Yeah, that might be in a while, though. We need to playtest it quite a bit first. But next stream, well, next Thursday, I guess we have a rerun. We started, you might have noticed, we started doing reruns of earlier episodes, not just the last run episode. And we started, actually not on the first ones we made. Those were the cover illustration of Evil 101. And we started with the new illustrations of Heroes of Sealening. And we will be continuing that route to rerun old episodes in the off weeks. So next time we're live, we'll see what we'll do. It might be that God will continue. I think God will continue his illustration if he's available. And hopefully we will have playtested this a lot before next time we have you writing again, and then we will be putting a lot of meat on the bones.
Yeah. So until next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Follow us on Facebook. Wait. Follow us on Facebook. We will be announcing there what will happen next. And on Instagram, follow us there as well if you wish. On Discord, you can join us on Discord. Like we said, we might be able to playtest this. YouTube, we are trying to build a channel there. For now, we have the VODs of these streams. If you missed one, you can find it there. We will try to create more content in the future that might be sent directly to YouTube. We don't know yet. We have a few ideas. And if you're looking at this on YouTube, follow us on Twitch as well to see us live. And I guess that's it. Now we can say goodbye, and we are at a half-hour mark, actually.
Yeah. Well, goodbye, people. That's right. Hope you have had a nice time here.
Yeah.
And bye bye.
Bye-bye.